Hi guys, my name is Cherita. Welcome to my channel. As you can tell, today is my birthday. This is 35. So if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. If not, you guys may have noticed that I haven't uploaded in a while. There is a reason behind that. I will go ahead and leave the tweet explaining everything down below. While you're at it, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. This video is going to be about Jeffree Star x Shane Dawson's palette and some other things relating to accountability and keeping the same energy and yada yada yada. So before I get started, make sure you click subscribe for new content regularly, and do not forget to click on the notification bell so that you are notified every single time I post a video. Okay, so I was at work taking notes on a napkin because I'm not allowed to have my cell phone out at work, and I didn't have a paper, I had a pen, I had some napkins. So I'm just going off of my notes, so this video may be a little scattered and all over the place. If you are unaware, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star came out with a palette called Conspiracy, and then they came out with a mini palette called Controversy, and then they came out with some liquid lips, maybe some lipsticks. I could be wrong, but I know for a fact there are some liquid lips involved. I did start by doing a recap of the Jeffree Star Shane Dawson series, but honestly, it just became the same thing over and over and over again. And in my opinion, it just became basically a long infomercial for their palette. But since the palette has come out, people have been sharing their videos and their pictures and their stories of these little fibers that have been embedded into some of the shadows. And not only that, but there have also been some broken palettes, and we'll touch on all that shortly. But what I find funny, of course, and this is not the first time that I've spoken on this, is the lack of people that are talking about these fibers that are in this palette. As you guys know, earlier this year, Jacqueline Hill had a scandal with her lipsticks and having these fibers, these hairs, these plastic shards, and you know, this gritty texture. But of course, everybody talked about Jacqueline Hill. I mean, multiple videos were made about Jacqueline Hill and her expired lipsticks, and Jacqueline Hill and her lipsticks that were moldy or that were contaminated. And I mean, people did whole ass scientific experiments on Jacqueline Hill's lipsticks. There were like biochemists who were taking her lipsticks and testing them for mold, and Raw Beauty Christie did a video using her what is it called, her microscope, which I have that same microscope. Well, maybe not the same one, but I have a microscope. That has nothing to do with anything. People were doing all these things to her lipsticks because it was unusual, but quiet as it's kept, it wasn't that unusual because Jeffree Star's lipsticks did the exact same thing in the past. I know even Ashley Kyle did a video about a lipstick of his. I mean, Ashley Kyle's been a fan of Jeffree Star, and it's not a secret, but she even did a video and was like, it feels like I'm rubbing sandpaper across my lips when I use this lipstick, and it was a lipstick of Jeffree Star's that came out well before Jacqueline Hill's. Now, I think it's important to recognize and to realize that if people would have been talking about Jeffree Star's gritty lipsticks as much as they talked about Jacqueline Hill's gritty lipsticks, I don't think Jacqueline Hill's lipsticks would have been such a shock. Because if you go back and you look, there are plenty of people who are talking about the lipstick, and it's the exact same thing that happened with Jacqueline Hill minus the fibers, but it's not new news. But for whatever reason, people are so scared and so terrified to call out Jeffree Star. And the crazy thing is people aren't calling Jeffree Star out because they hate him. They're calling him out because they paid their money, their hard-earned money, on something that they were not satisfied with. But for whatever reason, when it comes to Jacqueline Hill, everybody was making videos about her. Everybody was making videos about her. And it was like, for whatever reason, Jacqueline Hill is allowed to get all this hate, as people want to call it, but it's not hate. It's, hey, we noticed something is wrong with these lipsticks. Now please address it. And people begged Jacqueline Hill to address these lipsticks. Begged and begged and begged. And she did, but that still wasn't good enough. But when Jeffree Star's lipsticks were doing the same thing, what was it? Crickets, love. That's what it was. So I just find it funny how people are doing the same thing that like people have been calling out for years now. So last year, I'm going off on a tangent. Last year, I did a video basically saying that, you know, drama channels were on Jeffree Star's payroll and calling drama channels hypocrites because they were so quick to call out all these other influencers. But once it came to Jeffree Star, what was it? Crickets, love. So, and the reason why I started my channel was because I was seeing a lot of the same perspective when it came to beauty gurus, but there was me going, but what about this? But what about that? But what about this? But what about that? And that wasn't being voiced. And so I was like, well, I mean, since it's not being voiced, I might as well come on screen and talk about it. But of course, my opinion is unpopular. But at the same time, I was like, there's no way in the world I'm the only person that thinks like this. There's no way. So that's why I started talking about certain things, because I felt like it wasn't being reflected on YouTube. So anyways, back to whatever I was talking about. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star now have a palette, and these fibers have been coming out of their palette. And of course, not a lot of people are talking about it. I'm not saying that people need to come on camera and drag, and I think that's what a lot of people get confused is when we say keep the same energy, we're not saying that you need to get on camera and drag anybody. We're just saying you need to acknowledge it. And if you feel that a dragging is necessary, then maybe you should change your tone about how you talk about all these other beauty gurus. Because as a drama channel, you cannot turn a blind eye to the biggest beauty guru out there. You just can't. But if you feel like you are handling James Charles and Jacqueline Hill and Jackie Aina in one way, and you don't want to keep that same energy with people that you do like, such as Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, then you might want to look at how you are talking about these certain people. What's funny is there was a comment left by this person on YouTube or this person on Twitter, and it was like, I don't understand the big deal. Why don't you guys just cut off the fibers? It's not like you're gonna get a disease. That's literally like telling somebody, oh, go ahead and just eat around the bug that's on your food. It's not like it's gonna give you any diseases. Like, what? No. You need to address the situation. It's not okay that there are fibers in this palette, whether they are dangerous or not. They shouldn't be there. Nobody wants to put anything foreign on their eyes or on their lips or on their face. They don't want to. That's not what they bought. That's not what they signed up for. So if you're a drama channel or a commentary channel and you normally discuss things like this, but for whatever reason you don't discuss this Jeffree Star Shane thing, you really need to evaluate your channel or how you portray yourselves or how you talk about certain influencers. Now, I'm gonna talk about one drama channel in particular, and this is because she actually did touch on this, and that's Ashley Kyle. Ashley Kyle did make a video, and she made it very clear. Basically, she said, if I don't talk about Jeffree Star, I'm a hypocrite because I talked about Jacqueline Hill for the same thing. And to be honest, and I could be wrong, but I feel like for a while, Ashley didn't really speak on Jeffree Star. I don't think she talked about his mystery boxes. Like I said, she did talk about his gritty lipsticks, but this was before she acquired the following that she has now. Like I said, for a while, she stopped talking about Jeffree Star. And I feel like some part of her regrets not talking about him because she, in my opinion, never really dragged anybody. She just spoke about it. And she does keep the same energy when it comes to, you know, Jacqueline Hill and Jeffree Star. She keeps the same tone, but I feel like a part of her is like, dang, I really should have just kept talking about Jeffree Star, because now I look like a hypocrite for not talking about him at all. Or I look like a hypocrite by not talking about him after I started getting merch. Or I look like a hypocrite after not talking about him after receiving PR. So I think in a way she's kind of like, dang, I really shouldn't have. But I am glad that she finally said something, because it's very telling when these people don't talk about their faves. And I want to go back to, this is, again, I'm just going off my notes. My head was all over the place. I want to talk quickly about how Rich Lux did a video with Vic and Cam, and he basically was like, well, Jackie Aina coined herself as, you know, the person to talk about all the black issues. She did not coin herself as that person. You guys did. And when she didn't talk about Rich Lives Matter, she didn't talk about specific things, you guys were like, oh, well, she needs to talk about it. She needs to talk about it. But when drama channels don't talk about a certain, or, you know, a certain person, all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't have to talk about it. Well, with that logic, you guys need to talk about all beauty gurus in the same way, just like you guys expect Jackie Aina to talk about, you know, all things black. But what you guys don't know is Jackie Aina is not the only one. But if you guys would open up your minds just a little bit, you would know that, because you would follow other people of color, other black people who did speak about that situation. Just a side tangent. And I find it funny how now all of a sudden certain drama channels are saying, well, you guys, just because we have differing opinions doesn't mean I don't like you, or that I dislike you, or I don't not want to be your friend. If you guys are supporting different perspectives, like who are these people? Who are these people who have different perspectives that you guys support and that you guys follow and that you guys watch? Because I'm not seeing it. And just because you don't agree with one thing that your influencer does or says doesn't mean you don't not like them or that you hate them. And I feel like when you do call these people out or you try to hold them accountable, all you want for them is to do better. And I feel like that's all people ask for in life out of people, is just do better. Just do better. So I expect Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson to talk about these fibers, just like you guys expected Jacqueline Hill to talk about the fibers in her lipstick. It needs to be addressed. When you address things, I feel like you get more respect. People are not going to be mad because everybody makes mistakes. But tones need to be changed. People talk about this, oh, well, I don't like their delivery. I don't like their tone. For example, Irf Meva did a video about drama channels and everybody was like, well, it wasn't what she said, it was how she said it. Her tone is no different. If not, it's not as bad as some of these drama channels. And it for damn sure is nowhere near the tone that Jeffree Star speaks about people that he doesn't like. And if you guys don't respect her tone, do you respect mine? Because I feel like my tone doesn't come across as mean or evil or whatever tone you guys say you don't respect. So what tone do you respect? So, I mean, long story short, the fibers should not be there. The palettes that are broken the quality control on those palettes need to be checked, because sleep paralysis is the main one that is always broken. Just everything needs to be addressed. And I think that's just the moral of my video. Things need to be addressed. People need to be held accountable. And accountability is not a bad thing. I promise you. There's nothing wrong with holding your faves accountable. So that's it for today's video. Sorry it was all over the place, but that's my mind. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And again, do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like this video. Do not forget to share this video. And do not forget to link up with me on my social media. All of that information will be down below in the description box. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.